Guys, we got to talk, because if there is one question that I get in my messages almost every day, it's, can you really trust MechMaxx? Or something along the lines of, tell me your honest opinion. What do you really think about MechMaxx products? But guys, I want to be clear about one thing right out of the gate, and that is my second reason for making this video is because when you use my discount code Lucas 5% off and save 5% off of your order, I earn commission, and that funds all of the projects that I do on Peak's Peak. So I have selfish reasons for sharing information about this company. And so for those of you who don't want to trust the opinion of somebody who's paid by the company, I understand. It's okay. You can go do your own research. You can buy your own product from MechMaxx and test it out yourself and decide whether they're worth the value. But I will also tell you, I do my best to be open and honest and share my full opinion regarding everything that I show here on my channel. So while I am biased, I'm doing my best to be honest about it so that you can value my opinion. That's all I have to depend on here on my channel. And so if I'm not giving good, honest information, then people aren't going to stick around. So that's important to me, and I try to protect it. All right, guys, Caden just walked out here. I was filming some of the equipment. And so I'm going to ask him, because you're a vital part of our channel and our reputation. And I'm doing a video that's titled, Can You Trust MechMaxx? So I want you to share with the viewers our experience with MechMaxx, like from your point of view. What do you think about MechMaxx?
They're best sponsor we have.
What about the equipment? So if somebody was going to go spend their hard-earned money on a piece of equipment, like spend $3,000 on a sawmill, who do you think they should buy from?
MechMaxx.
So have you seen things break on my sawmill?
There's blades, and that's not their fault.
Right. Mainly, I just wanted you to give the honest opinion, not knowing what I was talking about, to tell everybody whether you feel like they're an honest company with a good product.
They are.
You think they are? Oh, thanks, man. So since Caden came out here, I just kind of thought, man, here's a great opportunity to get a kid's perspective to share with you guys, because, man, you know, kids pick up on it if you're struggling with things, or if you don't like something, or if you're just in it for the money. And while I appreciate the partnership and I appreciate the help to our business, it's not all about that for me. I have been happy with their products, and that's what I'm trying to convey. So I'll give you a real quick backstory before we get into the answer about trusting MechMaxx, and that is that I have been working with MechMaxx for over 18 months now. I started all the way back at the very beginning of 2024. I was looking for a sawmill sponsor so that I could put sawmill content on my channel, but I didn't have the money to buy a sawmill. So I was emailing every company out there that manufactured sawmills. And it just so happened I dug deep enough that I found a website for MechMaxx that had just launched 1 month before. And I emailed them and said, hey, I'm looking for a sawmill for my channel. I would like to be sponsored, and I'll demonstrate your mill. I'll do some assembly videos and whatever it is that you need to make it worth your while to work with my channel. And they wrote back and said, actually, that's just what we're looking for. And so in exchange for the sawmill, we would like for you to do some demonstrations on how to maintain the mill, how to assemble the mill, and how to use the mill. And if you provide that to us, then we'll provide you the mill, and we'll go from there. And that's how our partnership began. It was a dream come true for me, but it was also very scary, because who had ever heard of a company named MechMaxx? It's kind of even hard to say. And so when I was talking to my buddies about, I'm going to get a MechMaxx sawmill, they're like, you're getting a what? Nobody knew anything about them. So I was sticking my neck out because my channel wasn't new, and I have value in my channel, and I felt like, man, this could be very bad if this product is no good. Hopefully it will work out. Now, I had previous experience running a Woodland Mill sawmill, so I kind of knew what my standard was, and that was comparing it to that HM130 Max on a trailer that I had ran before. And when I got the SM26 and assembled it, I saw so many similarities, and I saw so many things about it that were just as good, that immediately I could tell the value is there, because the price was a lot less than any of the other manufacturers out there. Now, what that brought with it is a lot of people thinking, man, this is just too good to be true because these are the best prices around from a company I've never heard of, and they didn't trust it. And for the first several months that I worked with MechMaxx, they were so new that they didn't have established customer service and tech support, and their instruction manuals were very primitive and very hard to follow. And there were a lot of difficulties and growing pains that they were going to have to go through. And I went through those with the company because I felt like my name was on the line. And so I even told them, you can give out my personal cell phone number to any customer that's having problems, and I'll do my best to help them. If they can't get their engine started, if they can't get it assembled properly, I'll send pictures, whatever I can do to help. I want to help so that we can protect your reputation and you have a chance to grow. And it wore me out for the first several months because I was getting and taking phone calls regularly with customers who were upset because they didn't understand how to put something together, or the wiring was wrong, or they had this problem or that problem, and they felt like there was no customer service. And that's because the company was so new, they didn't anticipate such quick growth. So with all of that taking place in their first several months of being a business, you can rest assured they had their share of upset customers. And when a customer feels like they've been burned or they've had a bad experience, it's really hard to get over that. And those stories are floating around out there, and they have people a little bit scared. But what I can tell you is this company has grown a lot in a very short time. And in doing a massive amount of sales and providing a lot of products, they have reinvested a lot in their infrastructure so that they have customer service and parts available. And they now have call centers in the US, and they have a strong library of assembly videos and tech support videos. And that's because they've worked with creators like me, and you're starting to see some other creators working with them as well, that in their contract for a piece of equipment, they are to provide footage of assembly and some helpful videos on troubleshooting. They invested in all of that to build that support system so that when you buy from them, you can find answers by going to YouTube and finding the video on whatever piece of equipment you bought, or by reaching out to their customer service, who can point you in the right direction. I now own 15 different pieces of equipment from MechMaxx. Several different wood chippers, a trencher, a stump grinder, sawmill, 3-point hitch backhoe, lots of different pieces of equipment that I have received from them. And honestly, I have yet to receive a piece of equipment that I didn't feel was worth the asking price. I feel like the products that they sell are a solid value for the price point. Are they the top-notch equipment, the best piece of equipment on the market for whatever category you're buying in? Absolutely not. Because in most cases, they are the lowest priced piece of equipment that you can buy. But I've used lots of junk pieces of equipment, and I would not classify any of their equipment that I've used as pieces of junk. They've all been great. They are all still running. I don't have a single piece of MechMaxx equipment that is down because I've been able to get the parts and support I need to keep them running. I've had a few little issues here and there. I actually just placed an order using my own money on their website to order a new set of belts and blade guide inserts for this sawmill. And I was pleasantly surprised with all of the communication emails that I got, including tracking numbers, very quick shipping, and everything was just exactly how I would expect it to be. And occasionally I have done that. I've even placed orders on pieces of equipment and other items to test and see how they're doing, because I'm investing in not only sharing good information with you guys, but also protecting my own reputation. And I'm comfortable with endorsing this company as a company that you can trust and do business with. And you're going to get a solid value in return for what you pay for it. Are there exceptions to that? Absolutely. There have been some people, I've heard stories of people getting machines that couldn't be used from day one because something was broken or missing, and they struggled to get through to the right person to get it fixed. However, I have attempted to bridge the gap and help those people get what they need. And I have also noticed more and more people getting on the Facebook forum that I created, and I think there's 2,700 members there, and It's an open forum to anyone who will answer the questions about what their interest is in MechMaxx products, whether they're interested in owning a sawmill or a wood chipper or whatever. That's the only stipulation, is you have to answer that question. That way I can make sure you're not a robot. But if you join that forum, you'll see that there are more and more people giving feedback on the customer service. And I was just reading one today where a guy received a stump grinder that the housing on the bearing casting was cracked, and he noticed it as he took it out of the crate. He messaged them the next day, and they immediately responded with, "We will send you the replacement parts. We're sorry for the trouble," and they made it right. I don't know that he's received the parts yet, but so far, he has had a good response to it. And that is what I would expect from any company that's taking your money. And if your experience is different, I don't mind hearing from you. Send me a message. But in every situation that I've been involved in, I know that the end result was MechMaxx going above and beyond to take care of that customer. And that's what I like to see. So long story short, I believe MechMaxx is a company that is allowing people to realize their dreams of having pieces of equipment that will do things that normally they couldn't afford. But it gets them into a machine that is a solid value that will get the job done and not break the bank. And that's something that a lot of us are looking for. And it's something that's helped to change my life. So I am thankful to be working with MechMaxx. I am comfortable in endorsing the company. I appreciate the products that they're putting on the market for us to use. You'll be able to go to the comments in this video and probably read some comments about people whose experience is different than mine. And that's okay, because the truth is the truth. And if somebody had a bad experience, it is what it is. But I believe that is the exception, not the rule. But guys, again, just like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, my whole reason for putting out this video is, one, because I don't have time to keep up with messages like I used to, because I get a lot more of them. And so one of the number one questions that I receive the most often is, can I trust this company? This is meant to answer that question honestly from my perspective. But keep in mind, my perspective is I work as a partner with this company and try to sell products, and I earn commission on that. I have a stake in their success. I'm open and honest about that, and I do my best to be open and honest about my experiences with the machines. If you have a particular machine that you're interested in, do a YouTube search for that. If I don't own one and haven't put out a video on one, I'm sure there are other YouTubers who have, and they'll share their experience with it. And I always try to include, when something breaks, I show what it is that broke and how I had to go about fixing it. And if you're interested in picking up any piece of MechMaxx equipment, they have a huge lineup, including mini excavators and mini skid steers, which are awesome. And they're some of the best prices around. My discount code works on almost all of those things to get you an additional 5% off of even their sale prices in most cases. So use discount code Lucas, 5% off on the final checkout page when you're ready to pay. And until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation, because it's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.